What's up, Airsoft? Welcome back to the latest episode of the Not So Round Table. This is episode 162, and the crew have multiplied. Not only is it Ryan and myself, but we're joined today by Mason, who's usually behind the camera, making products look good, keeping me on track and focused.
Very hard
and
task.
helping me break products on a regular basis.
Hey, so don't roll me into this.
A regular breaks.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like you guys liked having Ryan on last time, so we thought, oh, let's bring Ryan.
I'm back.
It's so much fun.
You get to pretend like you want me to be here.
I love you being here. I don't know why I thought it was funnier in a funny voice. And I brought orange in because it's October or whatever.
Spooky.
So
I'm gonna add lightning bolts.
How the Not So Round Table works. We take questions from the previous episode, which is 161. If you haven't watched that, I encourage you to do so because there were some really good questions in there. Ryan provided some great insight. But we took questions in the comment section from that episode, placed them into our helm of reasoning for this episode. So if you have a question while you're watching, if you have a response, a comment, or want to chime in on the conversation, put those comments in the comment section below. We try our best to respond to the ones that aren't questions in between episodes. And we keep the questions for the next Not So Round Table. There you go. For anybody who's unfamiliar, you want to say anything, Mason?
No, that's the gist of it. Glad to be here. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Start us off.
You start it.
I get to start it. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Make sure we get a good mix in here.
You're the next
The
contestant.
next contestant.
You are the captain now.
All right, so Jesse Steffens asks, I'm 25. I got into Airsoft in 2001, a good long time ago. And got into a very young age. I used to use the TM Mini AUG. How young do you think a good age to play is? So how
young is too young? Or how young did you start?
Yeah, about how young do you start? Well, I think we all started about, like 14, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, teenagers.
To be fair.
Back in the day.
To be fair, I didn't actually have parental permission to start playing Airsoft.
You should definitely get that first.
Yeah. I did not do it the right way.
Definitely get your parents' permission.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely get your parents' permission.
I was fortunate in that my father got me one of those spring pistols with the sticky targets, and that was my intro because like the neighbor kid across the street had one. I was like, Dad, please. He's like, okay. He relented, and it's like, I'll be totally safe with it, and it just like kind of evolved from there. I was safe all the time. I pro always.
Right.
But yeah.
But how old were you?
I was like 14.
When you got the first one?
Yeah.
14.
Yeah,
Okay.
14.
Ryan?
2007. So what is that like?
I don't know.
It's like 14, yeah.
Oh,
14,
okay, yeah.
It's like 14.
There you go.
13, 14.
Yeah.
I remember specifically because I was begging my parents for a BB gun forever, and they're like, all right, you're getting this one, but no more after that.
Hey.
And then began the story.
It's just like Airsoft.
Pretty much. And then I was like, oh, what about another one? Because I need a different thing for this other thing. And I want this other thing. And they were just like, ah. And then I got an AEG.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then I can play a game with this?
Yeah.
I want to do this all the time. And they're like, oh, what do we do?
Downhill from there.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think I started it was in high school, so it was, I want to say like 2003, 2002. Yeah, I want to say it was like 14, 15.
Yeah, so this guy's been at it since 2001, so it's longer than all of us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
but he's 25.
Right,
Yeah.
which means he started when he was
Super young.
very young.
Super young. Super duper young.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, what is that? It's 2001. It's 2021
Math.
now.
He was like 12.
He was 5.
5?
Dang.
Yeah.
I wish I had a BB gun at 5.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
I guess it all depends on the kid, and it's up to your parents
Yeah.
at that point to like gauge your character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has far more to do about size.
Yeah.
If you're not.
If you don't want to get balled around on the field or, fall and get injured and, or have people not see you. So I think it has a little bit to do with size because some kids are taller at a younger age than others. I think it also has to do with maturity and how you're raised.
Yeah. I think the maturity is still, I'd say the youngest, it's probably whenever you're fully cognizant of gun safety. That's probably like the minimum.
Yeah.
And then everything else from there on is like your parents, I mean, all of it should pretty much be your parents gauging how mature and responsible you are.
If you can be relied on, like, not to take your iPro off.
Yeah. Or like, or, do any of the gun safety things that we know not to do. So that's probably what I'd say the minimum is. That varies between every kid because I've met some full-grown adults that that don't know how to use a gun or point it in a safe direction. So
Keep the booger hook off the freaking trigger.
Yeah.
Miguel.
Do it.
Wrecking ball.
What?
Should not be playing yours.
Oh, you couldn't call him out like that. You know he's gonna.
I know you're watching.
He's gonna text you and be like, "Hey."
Wrecking ball. If you're out there, you still can't have my shoes, and you watch your trigger finger.
John Osterman says, insert question. I've played paintball for 15 years, wanting to dive into airsoft. Love the look and feel of airsoft. The main turnoff of airsoft guns is they don't have a loud shooting pop like paintball guns. What brand of airsoft guns do you recommend that have a meaty sound? HPA guns seem like a natural transition, but I like what AEGs offer. Thanks.
I would say
I've never heard this question before.
Yeah, because you know how like paintball guns have like
I thought that's like a.
yeah. Well, I mean that's the air pressure. He would know because he played at paintball.
Yeah, a little bit. G&G Firehawk has that big loud comp on the. It's like whop whop whop. It's really loud. So if you're looking for something that's really intimidating, G&G Firehawk is like out of the box one of the louder airsoft guns because it's got the really short barrel, so it's a little over volumed, and especially to get the most out of that loudener. There are loudening devices.
Yeah, you can buy the Mad Bull. Or I used to have a Mad Bull Noveski like sound amp on the end of it. But there's a couple different brands of sound amps you can put on to like pretty much any gun if you just care about making a loud signature. But
even the current KX3s and KX5s amplify to some degree. Even the ones with tracer units in them.
Yeah.
That cone does a little bit to amplify the
Pops
volume.
a little bit.
And we make those. I don't know why I keep thinking the name is Diesel or.
Yeah. Angel Custom.
Yeah.
The Angel Custom like diesel.
It looks like
thing,
it almost looks like the bell for like freshwater aquariums where you have the water,
I get what you're saying.
the clear water flute bell.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for.
But it amplifies the sound.
Yeah, there you go. So even if you bought one that wasn't the loudest thing in the world, you can amplify them. You can also use those on HPA.
Yeah.
Because it's just air. You have to remember, the only difference between HPA and AEGs, they're both pushing air out of the barrel. It's just that one has a set of gears and the other one is a poppet valve connected to a larger air supply.
Yeah.
Yeah, but both of those options are going to be quieter when compared to a gas blowback. If you're looking for something that's really meaty, gas blowback might be the way to go because you get that ka-chunk of the whole action and then also the blast out the muzzle. So you might want to look into gas blowbacks just because that's so different from paintball. You don't have a tank and a line and all your gas is stored in the mag. And
maybe he wants a tank and a line though, because I'm imagining that he might already
have.
He's a
paintballer. He probably already has that stuff.
Yeah, like if that were me, because that's another thing that is cost prohibitive to getting into HPA is like buying all those other things. I've already had that stuff. Maybe just go HPA, like a more simple mechanical system or something that's maybe a little bit easier to work on. But yeah, I mean it's a good place to start.
There you go.
And for the chunkiest gas blowback, the L85 or a GHK AK.
Yeah, with the sound right next to your ear.
All right, next up, we've got It's Ultima. It's with a Z, and there's an underscore in here as well. All right, question. What is your opinion on the TUC, Tactical Universal Clip system, released a while ago? Would you use it over slings?
Is that the one that has like the little receiver and then it's got like, the ball detent? And
yes.
So that's what that is.
Yes. My answer is not yes. I'm confirming what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never really been a fan because I don't like that ball detent sticking off the side of the rifle. It just seems kind of like, however, being able to just like clip and there's your rifle, that's pretty cool. So it's kind of like, I don't think I'd ever run it personally.
Okay.
I'd rather just do a sling.
I really dislike it, to be completely honest. I think that the concept is cool, and there might be somebody with a very specific use set that needs something like that. Me, in my experience, the problem is that, and I have the same problem with one-point slings now, is that when you retain it, there's nothing to keep the front end from swinging around. So this thing swings me around and smacks me in the crotch like all the time. Like that's just where it kind of gravitates to in the center of gravity. So I don't like it for that reason. I don't think that I've ever needed. I've never been out patrolling somewhere where I can like chill on it and I might need to pop it up really quickly. And I also don't like the snag hazard on the side of my gun, just maneuvering it around other kit and stuff.
I don't know that it snags any more than your charging handle, which we all use enhanced
you
charging
think?
handle.
Because the thing comes out the side and it's like a big ball.
It's not that far.
I don't know. To me, it widens the profile of my gun.
It does.
To me,
it does.
Maybe it's just a perception thing, but I don't like that width going down the side, and I think that I'd rather use a sling, and it takes up. There's one less thing to take up space on my carriers or any of the things that I have.
Right.
That being said, there's probably a use case where someone needs something like that, and it fits their uses really well. It just doesn't fit for me like at all.
There are some distinct advantages to the TUC if, like Ryan mentioned, you do a lot of patrol where you're not in an active combat situation. The main thing is that because you're slinging it to gear and not a strap around your neck, whether it's a 1 point or a 2 point, there's no fatigue on a single point. So the TUC is great because it distributes the load of whatever you're carrying across your entire plate carrier or load-bearing vest, which is the intended use of a load-bearing vest, right? For me, the disadvantage is kind of all of those things, but maybe something even simpler. When you have to, so when you have to sling your rifle to 1 point, you eliminate any possibility of doing anything else with it, right? So if it's mounted on your vest, that's where it's going every time. That means if I need it to be somewhere else for another situation, now I don't have that option. And so for me, slings.
You just get multiple receivers.
And just
covered in receivers.
You put one on your back so you can climb a ladder or whatever. But
Although I will say, if you had like a vehicle that you were operating out of, and you had a TUC mounted on one of those like metal molly panel things,
that'd be cool.
You could, come off your vest and onto the. I don't know. They're both cool. Moving on.
All right.
Yeah, excellent question. We haven't seen a lot of people use those either, have we?
No, and I've seen like 3 or 4 different companies make something similar to it,
Yeah.
and none of them seem to really get traction like I think they're imagining it would.
Yeah.
All right. So
Not so universal.
silicone sword. Like a sword.
Sword.
Yes, sword. He asks, he or she, do you or anybody you know have experience with barrel lapping?
Oh yeah.
I threw this in just for Ryan.
Just for
This is
Ryan.
just for me.
You're
yeah.
welcome, Ryan.
Barrel lapping.
Explain to us.
So barrel lapping is a process of like polishing your barrel. So basically, what it is, instead of because some people will polish their barrels using a drill, like, and then they'll put like a polishing compound on a spool and they'll polish it in the barrel like this. The problem is that when you're introducing these like swirling motions, similar to like if you're detailing a car and you like are accidentally grinding like particulates or whatever into the paint, and you get those swirl marks, you'll induce the same kind of scratching on the inside of your barrel. So when the BB travels down the barrel and it kind of rolls along the top of it, it creates little bounces that cause inaccuracy.
Not gonna be super smooth.
Yeah, so lapping is you're going in just a linear direction up and down the barrel, so hopefully the polishing will just be straight.
So there's specific lapping tools.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. There's lapping. Man, I don't even know if they're still being produced, but they're like 3D printed like lapping rods basically that you put polishing compound on the lapping compound on the outside, and you can like polish your barrel like that. I've done it. It's a very tedious process. I know some people that have actually created machines, like lapping machines that will they'll lap your barrel for like however many hundreds of thousands of passes you want to pay them for. And I've heard that the accuracy increases are significant, like very significant accuracy increases. That being said, it's a lot of work. Like it's a lot of work.
So, time.
Yeah. So if you are interested in it, you're definitely talking to like the maybe like top 10 to 5% of players that are looking for that extra performance edge. But for most people, I don't think it's necessarily worth the effort unless you can find someone to do it for you and you're willing to just pay the price for it. Because to do it manually, and I've done it manually. I just watched a TV show and it's like lapping the barrel.
In fact, I think you lapped.
Yeah, I lapped year 416.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I mean, it's laser straight.
It's really nice.
It's very nice. Yeah. He was sitting there.
I'm never doing
watching
that
TV.
again. It takes forever,
I'm so
bro.
sorry.
It takes forever. I spent like 4 or 5 hours on it.
Wasn't it Hunter Seeker that was making the?
Yeah. He was making all the tool. He developed the system for it. I don't think he's making it or providing it anymore. But check out Clandestine Airsoft. They might still offer a lapping service if you're interested. Yeah.
I will say, for the majority of airsofters out there, you will get far bigger payoff just keeping your barrel clean. Well, going to a polished inner barrel.
A good quality barrel.
Yeah, good quality barrel.
Go to a good quality barrel, not something that came from the factory. I mean, they're good. You can make an out-of-the-box barrel very serviceable with Brasso and keeping it clean. But a better stainless steel or a better polished barrel out of the brand new would work better. And then just keeping it clean and making sure that you have a nice bucking, and a well-tuned hop-up, is going to pay dividends more than having your barrel lapped. Unless you're really trying to get that last...
This is assuming that you've done all the other steps and you're still not satisfied with the performance, which you're chasing another 10 or 20% gains on top of everything else that you've done. But for most players, like you'll be pretty impressed with just out of the box drop-in upgrades, especially how far technology has come and quality control in manufacturing. It's pretty good. And for that reason, like I don't even spend the time to do it on my own guns anymore because it's like not worth.
So you should definitely at least have like an R-hop or a flat hop or something before you even consider barrel lapping.
Yeah, or even just a nice bucking barrel
Just a nice
combo.
barrel bucking.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think that a lot of people would be surprised at the quality and performance of a gun just doing those basic drop-in steps as opposed to like going to more custom options. And I would recommend you trying those intermediate options because a lot of people don't like know what they're getting when they get these final like super highly upgraded options at the end. They're just like, they just jump from like, you know, a very base.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, it's like car people. They're like, you know, I just got this car. I'm gonna supercharge it. Or I'm gonna put 1,000 horsepower in it. It's like, wait, have you done your brakes and tires yet?
Yeah.
Have you done that stuff yet? And they're like, no, it's power, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cart before horse, definitely.
Yeah. So,
All right, next question. Good question.
I think it's you.
No,
it's you.
I just went.
It's just the Spider-Man meme of us
Yeah.
all pointing at you. Chris, you have any input over there? Chris is filming
Chris.
today.
Hi, Chris.
When did you start playing Airsoft? Well, you know.
Probably when I was like 13, maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Right around
It
the
was,
same age.
one of those plastic gearbox ones too.
Those are fun though. Those are good messing around toys. Not for like serious play, but they're fun to mess around with. The Airsoft Chef. Oh, how would you do a zombie survival game?
Ooh.
How would we
I
do
put
it?
this one in for Mason because he happens to be an expert on zombie games.
I used to run zombie games. I used to be a referee at an indoor field called DMZ. You might have heard of it. It was in Colorado Springs, and we used to do zombie games every year. And it was me and like 200 kids, and we would, a lot of kids. It was a lot, and you know, but. The way we did it is I divided them up into groups, and I would have like 3/4 of the players volunteer as zombies, while one group ran through the field. And I would put those people in different parts of the field so that you had a nice spread out experience of zombies to encounter. And then I would cycle the groups. So then the group that was the survivors would then integrate into all of the zombies, and the next group of kids would then be the survivors. And so I would run 4 or 5 scenarios of that with a couple of key players picked out, volunteers who wanted to be like the tank zombie, like, you know, it's kind of like a juggernaut, or like the witch zombie where it's like you shine a flashlight on them and they
Left 4
scream.
Dead
Yeah.
thing,
And then I would have a mechanic in there where I would blow a whistle and I would yell horde, and at that moment any zombie that was dead would get up and run. Until then no zombies could run, so they were all shamblers or whatever you want to call them.
Just slow
yeah,
walk.
they go and they groan and get shot once and fall down, but if I yelled horde, then it would be like panic mode. And I would do that if the survivors weren't moving enough, or you know,
If they were like,
if they like hole up or something,
Yeah.
or they weren't going after the objectives, which there was always like a vial or some glow stick that they had to find and escort the scientist. And as the game runner, I was the scientist, the guy who had the cure, and they had to escort me. So I was there with the survivors the whole time. I could gauge what was happening in the gameplay, and I could kind of tune it to how I needed.
I would
yeah.
play that game.
That sounds
sounds
like fun.
It was lights off,
Only if
couple of
Mason's running it,
flashlights.
Only if Mason's running it.
It was.
But you know what happened? Ryan and I would show up like, we need the mile. We can't be dragging the scientist around everywhere. just kill the scientist.
Just like
the vial.
just like, you got the cure? Yeah, cool. Now I got the cure.
Well, see, I'd hide it places so you
Right.
didn't know where it was exactly.
Well,
but
clearly-
you could go and find it probably.
Clearly,
You guys
Ryan
are
and I have
jerks.
demonstrated that we are not good
guys are
in
jerks.
post-apocalyptic
No,
scenarios.
no.
Him and I would just try to over-tactic
Yeah.
everything and die.
Square peg, round hole.
So that's how I used to run the zombie games, and it was pretty successful. I find that the key is to keep people interested is you can't have everybody be a zombie all the time, obviously. You have to cycle them around, and you also, at the beginning of it, have to kind of temper everybody's expectations, say you're going to be a zombie. That is how it is. You're going to have to kind of get in the role of being this guy, and you're going to get shot. And then you have to talk to the survivors and say, don't overshoot people. That's the biggest jerk move you can do is point blank. It's like, no. It was indoors, so it was 350 or under, so it didn't hurt all that bad. But it was like, please aim center of mass, hit him in the vest or something. And if you think you got shot, typical Airsoft rules, just go down.
And you're trying to have fun.
Yeah,
Like
the whole thing was just
especially
have
fighting against zombies. Like, there's no winning. How are you going to win? Everyone eventually becomes zombies. I don't know if you guys figured this out. Everyone becomes zombies. You know, there's only one person in every zombie movie that ever survives. One person.
Yeah.
The main character. Everybody else is on a zombie.
and they're really
Stop trying to
sad.
win. There's no winning.
But you do need some sort of competition aspect to it
Yeah.
to keep people engaged. So I would time the survivors and say, how long did it take you to get through the course?
Oh, cool.
And then at the end of it, it'd be like, you guys won, congratulations. You know, you get backpats. Congratulations. You know, there was no grand prize, but of course we do like a giveaway or something.
Backpats all around.
Yeah. Good job.
All right.
Wow.
Well, that was a great question. And a great answer.
Thank you.
If you guys want us to host a zombie game, I guess let us know. I don't know.
Those were good times.
That would be cool. Oh my God, this is a long one. Okay, Private Bumpkin.
Bumpkin.
Okay, this one's... Dear Insert, I've been very happy the last year or so with announcements and products of semi-automatic gas shotguns. I knew this would happen, and I'm so excited to see their effects on Airsoft's evolution. My questions: how soon do you think we're going to get a Benelli M4? And who do you want, or what brand should make it? How soon? That depends on Benelli. They're very protective of their trademark. So it is entirely dependent on whether Benelli wants an airsoft shotgun of theirs made without there being a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as for who should make it, honestly, I think the Cam 870 is one of the coolest shotguns of all time. Do I think it's the most practical for in-game? Absolutely not. But I would love to have a shell-ejecting, gas-powered, APS shelled Cam 870, but not an 870, Cam Benelli, Cam M4, Chem 4.
Cam 4?
I don't know. Or you know, something based off of the TM Jag scattergun, that system with the gas mag and the, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I really want a Spaz 12 that has the selectable pump or semi-auto with the TM gas system. Would be so awesome. But I know that's not really the question. How soon? A couple of years. It's anyone's guess, really. I mean, Tokimori announced that. What is it? The Saiga?
It's Saiga 12.
Yeah.
So that's
Saiga
not
12.
really. I mean, that's not really.
It's technically a shotgun.
It's an AK that shoots shotgun shells.
Yeah.
It's a shotgun.
Okay, it's a shotgun.
Yeah.
It's a shotgun.
Yeah.
So that's coming out soon.
I think Mason's got a good point. I think I'd rather see a Spaz 12 before a Benelli.
Spaz
12. Spaz 12 for the nostalgia, but the Benelli is more current. I think it would fit more people's builds and loadouts and stuff like that currently, especially if they're doing an impression or something like that. But
we could do we could do John Wick Benelli. Remember the Terran?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I think that it would be cool to see because currently I know of two semi-auto shotgun systems. You have basically what equates to a big non-blowback pistol that shoots 3 BBs at once, or 1 BB depending on the way that you select it. And then there's the TM Saiga shotgun, and I guess there's a third one would be the AEG versions. So you have any of the
I don't agree with. This is going to be so polarizing. I don't agree with AEG shotguns.
I think they're cool.
Okay.
I think they're super cool. Do I think they're fair? Maybe not really, but
it's not even about fairness. It just kind of ruins the experience of,
I'm just saying that's a system to achieve the shooting 3 BBs at once in a semi-auto fashion. That being said, I'd love to see some company develop some sort of between the non-blowback, because the non-blowback version, you're basically pulling, your trigger is pulling and maneuvering the whole thing. I'd love to see some sort of maybe internal, because moving a bolt back and forth is a lot of gas energy.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe what if they made a semi-blowback interior, inside the shotgun that has a small reciprocating
Just enough for
bolt.
BBs.
So it's almost like a condensed version of the MWS system. Because MWS isn't the full bolt. It's just even a smaller.
Even a smaller version. I would even equate it to some of the semi-blowback, CO2 pistols we see. So then, because the slide kind of moves, but it's more just for looks.
Yeah.
And then they have an internal mechanism in there, but maybe to combine the two, where you use some of the gas energy to chamber BBs and then fire it so that you can have a nicer trigger on it. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just spitballing, but I'd love to see something like that. I think that Wingun is a factory that has the capabilities to do that. I just don't think that maybe they're looking in that direction based on their previous releases. I would always love to see TM do whatever, because whatever they make is always super interesting to watch.
Yeah, but then it'll be $2,000.
Yeah, but from an engineering perspective, I'm this is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, those are my votes.
Before we get to the last, I think there's one thing all three of us can agree on, that we need to be an airsoft shotgun.
Yeah.
We need more double barrels.
Oh, yeah.
We need a side by side or an over under break action.
An over under would be super cool.
Right, dude. Especially one that uses the shell ejecting.
Yeah.
Right. So
kick shells out.
Yeah. So you just
dude, we could.
Dude, APS. Please. I know nobody's asking except for us three, but please just make you're over here. Please make an over-under or a side-by-side double-barrel APS Cam 870 shelled old school shotgun.
Dude, we could do like old school, like
You can do
English
airsoft-
farmer loadouts. Yeah,
We've
with
got
the derby hat on.
Yes, and
carry it
dude,
over
we
the
can
shoulder,
can do skeet shooting
Yeah,
with airsoft guns.
Yes.
airsoft skeet,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it'd be really close.
Air
but
skeet?
Air skeet.
so I'd just be like in front of you, basically just tossing it.
Yeah, and then you get a chainy situation. All right, last question.
Why that?
Remember you shot the?
Yeah, I know what he
I'm
did.
just making sure we're all on the same page.
I know what he
If
did.
you weren't around for this, there was a. Yeah, I don't agree.
All right, moving on.
Last question.
Coop the Beast. Capital the.
Yeah.
Insert. I
Or
was
is it
wondering.
co-op? Is it co-op the beast?
Coop.
Okay.
I'm just saying Coop. there's no hyphen. Coop the Beast. Insert. I was wondering if you guys knew why many airsoft fields aren't open on Sundays regularly. Most of my local fields in the Northwest Georgia are only open on Saturdays, with the occasional one on Sunday, like maybe once a month. As someone who works almost every Saturday, it's frustrating. I feel you. To get to find a field to play at sometimes. I think that for the most awesome. Also, thanks for the most awesome content you guys always put out.
You're welcome.
I could
Thank you
read.
for watching our ridiculous content.
So why aren't they open on Sundays?
I don't know.
I mean, I think it might be a combination of two reasons. One, maybe there isn't a strong enough player base in your area to necessarily have it make sense for that field to work on Sundays business-wise. Like the amount of money that it would cost to staff that, and pay people to work a field on that day might not outweigh how many people are showing up. I don't know your specific situation, but that's just a guess. That's usually what it comes down to a lot of the times, is that it's not that they don't want to be open, but they can't afford to be open. And the second thing that I'm thinking might be something is that Sundays are kind of the universal break day, I feel, for a lot of people. So some people like to go to church on that day, and if your field owners are particularly religious, they might, set aside that day to, do things like with their family or stuff like that. And if they're already working another job, or if they're working on this field the rest of the week, that might just be their day off. And,
Yeah.
I mean, even we have, I don't think, is Evike open on Sundays now? Or?
I think so.
Okay, just
I don't even know.
I might scratch that from the
Well,
thing, but we used to not be
None
open
of us know.
We used to not be open on Sundays.
Yeah.
But most
Oh,
fields
yeah.
around
Should we
here.
confirm?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. But most fields around in the LA area, I feel, are open both weekdays, weekend days. But that's also because I feel like we have a dense enough player base that'll, we're open on Sunday now?
Yep.
Oh, it wasn't like, I feel old now. Because we didn't use them.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
So it's probably just it's a regional thing.
Yeah.
So around here we're open on Sundays most of the time, or most fields are, and around you they're not. So
Yeah.
it's just it's
Sorry
a
about
regional
that.
thing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Battle Lab is open 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can understand the struggles of a small business owner, field owner, not being able to afford either personally or financially to be open on all the days of the week, especially if they need a break.
Especially if 10 people show up.
Yeah.
But with airsoft being like a recreational sport, most people play it on their weekends. 'Cause
Totally.
Most people have 9 to 5s. You'd think that they might want to be open on Sundays, but you did bring up some good points about why they might not be open on
Yeah,
Sundays.
so I mean, everyone's got their own personal reasons. I mean, maybe it's worth asking your local field and seeing what the issue might be, to see if it's something that maybe if you guys get a private game together with enough people to make it worth their while to be open just for you guys on that weekend day, that might be something that you can negotiate out. But it's really up to the field owner, because they're the ones that are putting the work in and running the field for you. So.
I know the field I used to work at, if we got a bunch of people that would call in on a day that we were normally closed and said, hey, we're going to have X amount of people here, we would try to make that happen. So that's a very good option.
Yeah. So I mean, see what you can do, especially if you got a group of friends that's willing to pay maybe even a little bit more to have your own private session that day.
Which reminds me, you guys want to do a private game at Battle Lab?
Yeah, let's do it.
down.
On a Sunday or Saturday
Yeah.
or something?
Let's do it.
Yeah, like pistol shotguns. That'd be great.
It's a shotgun.
I asked them about, they'll make it.
Let's do shotguns. I haven't run shotguns.
Shotguns are great.
In quite a while.
Yeah.
For the only shotgun? Well, I mean, we've got the whole day. We don't have to do all shotguns.
No. Yeah, no, but for a game.
Oh, yeah.
We should bring some out.
Shotguns only, I use my AA-12.
No. Except for that.
It's a shotgun.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Not So Round Table. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, comments, reactions to anything we
Concerns.
might have said, any other suggestions or ideas you might have to answer one of the questions that we answered, go ahead and put those in the comment section below and ask a question of us for next episode. So we will see you in a month
Yeah.
And so you've got a month to ask questions, although I would encourage you to ask questions while you're watching it, otherwise you'll forget to come back. We've still got quite a few questions that we weren't able to get to, so I think maybe we'll just leave them this time.
Yeah, maybe.
And see if, well, we'll see how many questions we get for
collection.
next episode. Yeah. Is there anything else we need to, oh, and one other thing, it's October 1st, which means this is the beginning of the 20th anniversary event month. It's going to be an entire month of visits and giveaways and contests and raffles
Dude,
and
we
you
have so
name
many-
it.
We have so many things planned. Oh my god.
We are all traveling
There's
all
so many
month,
things.
all over the place, and doing all of the social media and internet content for Evike.com, as well as celebrating our 20-year anniversary together as a team. So it's an exciting
Friends.
month for us, and we can't wait. We're already exhausted, and it's only day one.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen the video where we talk about the different events that are happening, that video is on our YouTube channel. Click that, and then you can get an idea for what days, what things are happening, and where we'll be on those days so that you can make sure that you're tuned in for those things. Otherwise, follow us on social media, Instagram, right here on YouTube, or on our Facebook, where we're doing the majority of the giveaways and contests and things.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Facebook,
Facebook's where it's at, guys.
Yeah.
That's where we do
Unfortunately.
most of our
Yeah.
the bulk of this whole
until everyone transitions to having contests on LinkedIn.
What?
You're on your own. It's a joke, but business professionals are now like, you know LinkedIn? All right. Anyway, happy 20-year, happy holidays for fall. Finally, the temperatures are cooling down or whatever. We'll see you guys
Whatever.
later. Out.
Okay,
Peace.
bye.